And after basketball tonight, BYUtv will debut the new gymnastics season tomorrow. BYU and Utah, the rivalry. Awesome. Fantastic stuff awaits on a Friday night at the Smith Fieldhouse. And joining us to preview that and much more is Brittni Hawes, redshirt junior for BYU Gymnastics. By the way, when I'm calling the meet tomorrow night, do you prefer to be called Brittni Hawes or Brittni Hawes? What would you like?
I prefer Brittni Hawes.
Okay, so
yeah.
take out the wild.
I think so.
You could throw in a nickname if you want, like Brittni Wild Style Stallion Hawes, or like whatever you want. He'll say it, like whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. What? Not. Well. Yeah. Pretty much whatever you'd like. Okay. We haven't had a chance to talk about the Mannequin Challenge yet.
This went viral nationally.
With a member of the BYU Gymnastics team. Like, how did this all come about? Whose idea was it? And then it was executed so highly that, like, yeah, ESPN picked it up. It was amazing.
Well, I think just our media just had the idea, and they came into the gym during practice. They're like, hey, we have this really cool idea. It's called the Mannequin Challenge, and we want to do it with your team because you guys do really cool skills and stuff. So we think it'd be a really good turnout. And we didn't really know what it was. We've never heard of it. But then when like we saw the stuff like coming back to us, we were like, this is so cool. And so it was so fun. It was a lot of fun.
Where were you in the Mannequin Challenge?
Yeah, it was legit. Yeah.
I was on the second bars, and I was just hanging like straight, just like a dead hang.
So hands in the air, just hanging on.
Yeah, hanging on the bar.
Who had the toughest spot in that? Because someone was shaking a little bit, and I was like, I wouldn't even stay up. Like,
yeah, probably Jill, because she was in like a support, which is hard to do in the first place. But when you try to stay super still, it's really hard.
Were you surprised by the reaction that you got from that video?
Yeah,
because it was like a national thing.
Yeah, when we saw that ESPN had wrote that we like won the Mannequin Challenge, we were all so like shocked. We're like, this is so cool.
That's awesome.
What's more nerve-wracking, coming in Studio B and talking with us two yahoos, or the balance beam in front of the Smith Fieldhouse?
Probably this.
This is not your element, right? Hey, if you're out on the bars and the beam and the ball.
Been doing that my whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I used to call the gymnastics on BYUtv a few years ago as well. I didn't really know anything about gymnastics, but as I called those meets, I learned you guys are the best athletes on campus. Now, track and field might give me a hard time about that or something, but the strength, the jumping ability, the discipline, all of that. What does it take for you guys to do what you do physically?
Well, gymnastics is a really taxing sport on your body. Like, you really have a lot of different aspects to it. You have to have the strength, you have to have the endurance, and you really have to have the consistency in your skills. And so just mastering those different aspects is mainly what it's about, and just keeping consistent up to your body, like doing your rehab and all that stuff. So
you would know a thing or two about how taxing this sport is on your body. We just learned that you had or have had 13 surgeries as a gymnast and 3 ACL surgeries on the same knee. What in the world happened?
Well, when I was like 14, I blew my knee out, and we went to a doctor, and he said my kneecap just blew out. Like, you'll be fine in a few weeks. So I came back, and it just kept doing it like 5 or 6 times. So we saw a different doctor, and he's like, no, your whole knee is shattered. Like, your ACL, everything is gone.
You were still competing on it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
so
goodness.
They couldn't do surgery because I was too young. And then I ended up blowing it out again because I was still competing. I shouldn't have been, but I just couldn't stop. And so then I finally had surgery. And then about a year and a half later, I tore it again. And then my freshman year at BYU, my body was starting to like reject the ACL I had. And so they had to do it again.
Oh my goodness.
So now you've specialized in one competition, right? Or are you still doing multiple?
What do you mean?
Like your bars being.
Oh yeah, I just do bars. Yeah.
You just do bars. Okay. So how has that kind of changed your mindset where you can just focus on that event?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely comforting because I can just focus in. I can know what I have to do, and I can perfect things that I really need, and that focus is just on bars. And so I think that's helped me a lot.
How in the world do you maintain a positive attitude given all of the bad, breaks that you've had as a gymnast?
Well, I always looked, I I've always seen two sides of trials. I've always seen, you can see it as, wow, this is like the worst thing that's happened. Like, I'm going to let it bring me down and I'm just going to quit. But I've always kind of had the other side where I'm like, no, I'm just going to find the good in this, and I'm going to try to pull out the best in me to get through this and make the best of what I have. So I think that's what I've always kind of gone for.
You're winning at life right now. You know that, right?
And I noticed you got a 9-9 against Southern Utah last year. That's amazing. What are the expectations for you and your team this season?
Well, I think we're doing so well. We had the greatest start last week at Penn State, and our team unity right now has it's grown a lot in the past, even this month, and I think that will continue to grow. And I think, the talents we have on our team are just going to get stronger, and I think the world's going to see it.
When you look at the top 25 rankings and competing for a conference championship, like what type of goals have you set as a team this year?
We've set specific goals of like what kind of scores we want to get and how many hits and like how many sticks we need each meet. And guard is really good about that. He always has, okay, we want this percentage this meet and we want this hit. And I think that helps us a lot because it's not really about, oh, you have to win. It's about, no, let's meet this goal, and that will bring us up that much higher. So
it's a unique sport in that way where it's, okay, me versus me, right? Like, you're going to compete against Utah, and they might have a higher score, but that doesn't matter. You guys hope to, qualify for the postseason and compete, and it's fun. Tomorrow is the funnest meet of the year, in my opinion, when Utah's in town. What do you think of when Utah's there?
No, I agree, because the crowd has so much. Everyone just comes, and it's such a great environment to be in because you're surrounded by people and you're surrounded by, your teammates, and you're just focused in on your team, and you hear all the crowd behind you, and you just have that feeling of like, this is like your dream, like we're meant to be here, and it's just great.
Mannequin Challenge expert, future life motivator, and we probably think you should write a book as well about all of this, Brittni. But thanks for coming into Studio B. How it works is when you come and visit us on the show, we like to do our part and give you some BYU Sports Nation karma so that you can go and do your thing at a high level.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
On the bars.
So,
Never sign.
and we would also like you to sign, our stretch Y flag. So can we have your autograph?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome.
Brittni Hawes in Studio B. Not Brittni Wild Hawes, just Brittni Hawes tomorrow on the broadcast. Or what'd you say, Wild Style Stallion?
Stallion Hawes. I don't think that you like it.
I concur with that.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.